Hi, boys and girls. We're going to be learning about math right now. So today's lesson for April 7th, 2020, that's Tuesday, is going to be the Chapter 13 lesson, Chapter 13, Lesson 5. And we're also going to be taking a look at Key Standards Review, and that's on page 259. So here's what your page should look like. It's lesson 5, page 255. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is how subtraction can be checked using addition. Now you guys should remember this from first grade, when you learn all of your math fact families. So we'll do a super easy one first. So if we had the problem 11 take away 7, we would say the answer is 4, because we could count up from 7 to 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the answer is 4. Now, a part of our math fact families says that this is a part, this is a part, and this is the whole. So we know that if we do addition as a part of that fact family, it's going to be the answer was 4, plus 7, and now we're going to count up 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the answer is 11. So we know that when you have a subtraction problem, the answer can be used in an addition problem that checks your subtraction problem. And the way that we know that we got the subtraction problem correct is this difference. We talked about this the other day. The difference is the answer. This is actually the sum. And the sum should be the same as the number you started with. So 11 minus 7 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. So you should remember that from your math fact families. So now we're going to take a look at a problem that's a little bit harder. So our first problem on this page, 255, says 32 subtract 19. 32. And I'm going to subtract 19. Make sure you line up those columns very carefully. And then I'm going to remember, wait a second, I can't take 9 away from 2. There's more on the floor, so I have to go get one more. So I'm going to cross out the 3, take one of those 10s, and add it to the 2 right here. So that's going to leave me with 2 10s. And then I'm going to take that 10 that I took from the 3, and I'm going to add it to the 2. And that's going to give me 12. So now I can do my subtraction problem. 12 take away 9. Hey, we can use the 9 rule. 12 take away 9 is 3. 2 take away 1 is 1. So this is my difference in this math problem. And if you notice over here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write that. 13. And then I'm going to go to those boxes that are on the side, and I'm going to take 13 and I'm going to write that right at the top. 13, only this time it's not going to be a subtraction problem. I'm going to use addition to check my subtraction. So now it's going to be called an addend. So here is my addend 13, and I'm going to add this bottom number here, 19. And I'm going to see what I get. Over here is where you'll write your numbers down, and they should be the same. So 3 plus 9, the 9 rule again. 3 plus 9 is 12. So I'm going to put the 2 right here, but I know in the answer to an addition problem, there can only be one digit per column. So a 12 has a 1 and a 2, so I'm going to take that 1 and I'm going to put it up at the top here. And I'm going to put a little plus sign right next to it to remind me what to do. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Now, here's the really important part of today's lesson. The answer, the sum, 32, right here, is the same thing that we started with when we were doing the subtraction problem. Right here. So this is just a really good tool to help me know that I'm doing my subtraction correctly. Let me just give you a little model to help you understand how addition and subtraction works. I have a zipper right here. So watch, when I zip it down, it's kind of like subtraction, right? I'm taking away a number. When I zip it up, it's like adding. So you zip down, you're subtracting. You zip up, you're adding. They're opposites. So now we're going to let you pause the video so you can finish the rest of the problems on this page. And then, in a moment, you can turn the video back on and we'll talk about what the answers are. Okay, 3, 2, 1, pause. I'm back. If you really paused the video, then you wrote down your answers over here. So you can check and see if your answers are the same as my answers. So we did this one together. We said 13 plus 19 is 32, because we had to do our little carrying up above there. And now we're going to do number 2. You should have said, I'm going to cross out the 8 and make it a 7, cross out the 1 and make it 11. So now 11 minus 6 is 5, 7 minus 6 is 1. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to write 15 plus 66. 5 plus 6 is 11. 1 plus 1 plus 6 is 7. Wait a second here. No, it's not. It's 8. So you should have had an 81 there, and that's the same as 81 right there. Over here, once again, I'm going to have to do some regrouping. This is 6. This is 12. 12 take away 4 is 8. And 6 take away 6 is nothing. So then I'm going to write my 8 over here. And I'm going to write my 64 right there. 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 6 is 7. And that's the same thing we started with. So it looks like we did all of our subtraction correctly. We're going to go ahead to the next screen. In the meantime, if you want to, on your PowerPoint that you upload from RenWeb, there are 3 links to other people explaining this exactly same thing. So if you want to watch those, that's fine. Sometimes it's good to see how someone else explains it. So go ahead and watch those if you like, or if you want, you could just watch one and save the others for another time. But I'm going to erase, erase, erase. and I'm going to show you the next slide. The next slide is the back side of this page. So the next slide is, I'm going the wrong direction. Oopsie. There we go. So this is your page to practice on your own. So go ahead and fill that out. It's very much like the other side. But those bottom two questions down there, 11 and 12, we're going to look at those for just a second. Excuse me, dear. It says 53 bees are buzzing in the meadow. 53 bees. Hey, we've been learning a lot about bees this week. 53 bees are buzzing in the meadow. 7 bees fly away. How many bees are left? So there's my subtraction problem. And it looks like I'm going to have to do some regrouping. So I'm going to cross out the 5 and put a 4. Cross out the 3 and put 13. 13 take away 7 is 6. So I'm going to put 6 right here. 4 take away nothing is 4. Now, what they want you to do is make sure you also check. So I'm going to take my answer, 46, and I'm going to add that bottom number, 7. So 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 4 is 5. Right? And so that matches 53. Okay, go ahead and try this one on your own. In just a few minutes, we'll talk about that one. But let's look at the bottom part down here, which we are not going to skip. It says 43 plus something. Now, sometimes they put a blank square. 43 plus something equals 82. And then it says, what is the red triangle? Or we could say, what is the square? Now, it sounds to me like they're asking for missing addend. And we know that missing addend means you have to subtract. So we're going to take the larger number, which is 82. You see that? Let's try that again. 82. And then we're going to subtract the smaller number, 43. 43. Oh, we need to do some regrouping again. So we're going to take the 8, it becomes a 7. The 2 becomes a 12. 12 take away 3 is 9, of course. 7 take away 4 is 3. So the difference between those two numbers is 39, which tells us 43 plus 39 equals 82. But let's check that. I'm going to put 39 first, plus 43. And we're going to see if we can check our subtraction with addition. So 9 plus 3 is 12. 1 plus 3 is 4. And 4 plus 4 is 8. So once again, that matches. So that means it's correct. And you could go ahead and try this one, but I'm going to read it with you. 98 bees are in the hive. 51 bees flew out. How many bees are left in the hive? So you're going to do that the same way. 98 take away 51 equals something. That's going to be the difference. And then you put the difference up here. You put that bottom number right here. And then you're going to add those two together. Now, it doesn't matter which order you add those bottom two numbers together, because when you're adding, as we know, order doesn't matter. So this number plus this number equals something, and we're going to hope that it's going to equal 98. Because if it equals 98, that means you did it correctly. Now, if we look down here, it says 96 subtract something equals 14. We can't just add those numbers together because that's not going to work. What we know is this is the whole, this is a part, and this is a part. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to subtract 96, subtract 14, and we're going to see what we get. 6 take away 4, hey, I don't have to regroup. So I'm going to put a 2, interesting looking 2. 9 take away 1 is 8. So the answer is 82. So let's see if that's true. I'm going to erase this one because this is a new problem. $96 take away 82. Let's see if that really does equal 14. So we're basically putting what we got back into the original problem, and we're going to check to see if that's true. 6 take away 2 is 4, and notice we didn't have to do any regrouping at all because 2 is less than 6. And 9 take away 8 is 1. So our answer here is 14, and that is exactly what that says. 96 take away 82, because we found out what 82 was, does equal 14. So that is correct. So we're going to go to the very last screen, or the second to the last screen, because we do have one more page. Let's see if I can go the right way. Yeah. So this is your key standards review. It's page 259, and you have quite a few subtraction problems. Now you can subtract using any of the methods that you've been learning, but we ask you as teachers, we would like it if you would show your work. So then you really have to use paper and pencil, or in this case, pen and paper, or whiteboard, or whatever. So I'm going to start with the first one, 75 minus 37. And I like to go this way, 75 take away 37. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cross this out, make it a 6 because there's more down here. Cross this out, make it 15. So 15 take away 7 is 8. 6 take away 3 is 3. 38. Now, it doesn't tell me that I have to check. You don't have to check, but you can if you like. It's good practice, and as I often tell my students, adding to check is going to be on the test, which you will take Wednesday. So that's tomorrow. So you might want to practice this because it's a good thing to get in the habit of. So 38 is going to go up here. 37 is right underneath, and I'm going to add. Remember the zipper. Subtract, add. They're opposites. They cancel each other out. So 8 plus 7 is 15. Doesn't that sound familiar? Look, I had a 15 up there. 1 plus 3 plus 3 is 7. So my answer matches, and that's 75. So like I said, that's just a good habit. You don't have to do it. But if you want to make sure that your subtraction problems are correct all the time, then you can use addition to check. Now I'm going to look at the bottom section down here, which is a little bit challenging. it says use 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the first set of boxes to get the greatest possible difference. So if I want the greatest possible difference, I'm going to put my larger number on the top and the smallest number possible on the bottom. So my largest digit is a 9. And I think the best thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 9 in the tens place. So I'm going to put the 9 here, right? And then my second biggest number is an 8. So I'm going to put the 8 in the ones place. So that's the biggest number that I can create using those 4 digits. Now, at the same time, I want to put my smallest number on the bottom. So the smallest number of those 4 digits is a 6. So I'm going to put a 6 into the tens place, and then I have to use that 7, so I'm going to put a 7 in the ones place. And let's see what I get. 8 take away 7 is 1. 9 take away 6 is 3. So my difference between those two numbers is 31. Okay, that's not a huge number, but it's pretty big. Now I want to take my least difference. So what I'm going to do, I cannot, let's see. I think I'm going to take my, I'm going to take 70. So I want two numbers that are pretty similar. Yeah. I'm going to take 78. So now I've used 7 and 8. And then I'm going to take 6 and make that 69. And I'm going to see what I get from that. So there's more on the floor, so I'm going to have to regroup. So that's going to end up being a 6. This is going to be 18. So 18 minus 9 is 9. And then 6 minus 6 is 0. So this would make the least difference, L. I'm going to put L for least. And this is going to make the greatest difference. And that's kind of a challenge question. You really have to think about those digits and what those values mean. So that's, that's a pretty tough one. But now you know the answers. And if you want to pick 4 more digits and maybe test a friend, or test a brother or sister, what's the largest difference you can get from those 4 digits? And what's the least difference you can get from those 4 digits? Just kind of a game. Okay, so here's your last thing to do. Don't worry. It's not hard. It's fun. So that just tells us. Now you're done with your math lessons. And the penguin is going to play a song for you today. But first, you need to practice your multiplication facts using flashcards or some other method to be able to practice. For me, it meant writing them down. I just wrote the facts constantly until I had them memorized. Whatever it takes, you figure it out. You do it, so that'll help you. And last, you're going to spend 20 minutes on Gigi. And the penguin's going to play a song for you. Actually, if you go on the PowerPoint, you can pull this up, and it's a very nice saxophone song, a little jazzy. And if you wanted to play that and do Gigi, you could. You don't have to. Whatever music you want to listen to is fine. Okay? Thank you. That's math. See you tomorrow.